dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, an Eastern Kentucky high school is preparing to host a COVID-19 vaccine clinic for its students. WYMT's Dakota Makris explains how these shots could help students and staff stay healthy while at school.
Breathitt County Schools is teaming up with Wild Health to host a second COVID-19 vaccine clinic at Breathitt County High School tomorrow afternoon. Employee with the school system tells me the first clinic was on November 11th and says turnout was high among students and staff. Now, this second clinic is focusing on vaccinating more students ages 5 to 11 years old. However, all eligible students who want to get vaccinated will be able to receive one.
The largest reason behind our sponsoring, in collaboration with Wild Health Incorporated, this vaccine clinic is to promote accessibility to the vaccine should folks want to take it.
The CDC recommends everyone 5 years and older to get a COVID-19 vaccine and encourages a booster shot to those who are eligible.
Dakota, thank you. A Wild Health worker tells us the vaccine helps reduce hospitalizations and deaths.
It's been a mostly gloomy day around the mountains today. We saw those showers, we first saw the cloud cover move in earlier on this morning, and the showers out there right now scattered about the area. Camera from UVA-wise, not too much in the way of rainfall, not seeing a ton of that out there right now, but seeing those overcast skies that remain with us. I-75 at Mount Vernon, well, even a little bit of a hint of sunshine out there, but mostly overcast skies here on this first day of December. Temperatures around the region still mild, many middle and upper 50s out there. A few low 50s. Wise and Jonesville right at 50. Harlan's at 53, as is Middlesboro. Go out to the Cumberland Valley where they're starting to clear out a little. We're in the almost low to mid 60s out there, 63 right now in Somerset. Now, scattered showers on Pinpoint Doppler. I can tell you not all of that is reaching the ground. Perhaps some drizzle, some light rain out there. You see that on satellite and radar. Some of those are just false echoes returning, or even some of that cloud cover being picked up by the radar. But we are still going to keep an eye on the possibility for showers as we head on it through the night tonight. So keep that WYMT weather app handy, because we will continue to see the potential for more showers overnight, at least until around midnight or so. We've got much warmer temperatures, though, on the way, and I'll have those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Well, just when you think the pandemic might be in the rearview mirror, a new variant comes our way, which could ultimately have a negative effect on our mental health. With so many things still unknown about the new Omicron variant, it's important to maintain our physical health and safety, but experts stress we must also keep our mental health in mind. If you feel overwhelmed or are suffering from pandemic fatigue, healthcare professionals say acknowledging this is crucial. Knowing when to step back, unplug, and take time to do things you enjoy can benefit your mental well-being.
Don't be afraid to take a break, take a mental health day, get recharged mentally, because it's going to help you physically and emotionally as well.
Public Health Director for the Kentucky River District Health Department, Scott Lockhart, adds that you do not have to be a mental health professional to help someone who is struggling, but it is important to recognize when someone might need professional help. The United States now has its first confirmed case of the Omicron coronavirus variant. Dr. Anthony Fauci outlined what he knows so far at a White House news conference this afternoon. He says the person was a traveler who was in South Africa the week before testing positive. The person is quarantining, and so far all close contacts have tested negative for the virus. Scientists are still learning about how transmissible this variant is and how it may respond or not respond to current vaccines. As the Omicron variant makes an appearance now in the U.S., scientists are still working to understand this new strain, and CBS's David Begnaud got an inside look in New York City.
Health officials around the world are concerned about the new variant Omicron because it has a never-before-seen number of spike proteins which the virus uses to enter cells in the human body. There are labs around the U.S. that are testing to see where Omicron is going to pop up first.
We're sequencing the COVID genome of thousands of positive COVID samples.
We went to the Pandemic Response Lab just outside New York City to meet John Laurent. He is head of research and development here. The U.S. is sequencing 80,000 positive PCR tests every week to look for variants. That way, they can determine how fast the variants are spreading and how infectious they are. About 2,000 of those sequences occur right here.
Our turnaround time here, once we get a sample in, is about 3 days.
That may seem like a long time, but these scientists insist it is as fast as they can go. The samples are pooled together, sequenced, and analyzed to search for Omicron and other variants. Right now, the Delta variant makes up more than 99% of cases worldwide.
How long did it take for Delta to become the majority of all COVID-positive patients in New York City?
Thinking back on that, I think it was probably 6 to 8 weeks from the time we first sort of saw it and then really saw it take off. And it took off very quickly.
That's pretty fast.
Yes, it was very fast.
So is it your guess that once you detect Omicron, within, let's say, a month and a half to 2 months, it could be the majority of everything?
It could definitely be.
Scientists say over the next week or two, they're going to learn a lot more about how this new variant will impact the pandemic. David Begnos, CBS News, New York.
The World Health Organization says Omicron is the 5th COVID-19 variant of concern identified. The last one was the Delta variant. Doctors in Virginia are now working to create a universal COVID vaccine. A universal vaccine is built to protect against any variant of COVID without needing to modify the shot. Doctors with the University of Virginia Medical Center are pretty far along in the testing process. In this vaccine, doctors are targeting peptides, allowing for full protection regardless of the variant. Recently, doctors successfully tested the vaccines on pigs. The next goal is reaching humans. An FDA advisory panel is backing a first-of-its-kind COVID pill produced by the drug maker Merck. The committee backed the drug for adults with mild to moderate cases. It specifically gave the pill the green light for older people who face the greatest risks, including those who are obese or have asthma. Most experts said the drug should not be used in vaccinated patients. Hundreds of packages found dumped in an Alabama ravine are finally making their way to their final destinations. On Thanksgiving, FedEx drivers from all across the South arrived in Blount County to help gather the abandoned packages. It is changing holiday fortunes for those families who thought their purchases were lost for good. Chris and Andrea Fincham say an Xbox they ordered for their children was one of the packages found in the ravine. While it is now safely in their possession, they are left shocked at how someone could do this.
For someone to not consider how hard people work for things and it's like they're just throwing our money out on the ground.
Officials with FedEx say the driver responsible no longer works for the company, and they deeply regret the inconvenience the situation caused for their customers. The ongoing supply chain crisis is driving down profits for many businesses, but some are thriving. Businesses that specialize in reselling used or refurbished electronic devices are seeing an increase in sales. It comes as consumers are having trouble finding new devices at all or at a price they can afford. So many are turning to businesses that specialize in used products. One major example, phones. Business owners say they have seen more customers bring in their cracked screens and other minor issues to avoid paying for a brand new device. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Wednesday. Another rough day as the Dow closes down more than 461 points. We'll have more financial news in our next half hour. Straight ahead here on First at 4, man falls off a ladder while decorating for Christmas, and now he wants to warn other homeowners about potential decorating dangers.
Showers look to exit and will be replaced with much nicer weather to finish out the work week. I'll have the full details on the way.